to an episode of Raging Out in Clash. My name is Jen, and I'm here with SK.
Hello.
And what have we got for you today? Well, not a lot has happened since the last episode. There hasn't been a lot of new events or anything like that going on because we are in clan war leagues right now. So that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how our clan war leagues are going. We are going to talk about just some little clan etiquette things that we kind of notice people have a problem with when they join the clan sometimes. So we're going to talk about that. And I already forgot what else we were going to talk about.
That's okay. I'll keep you straight. But there was also another thing that I just wanted to...
Oh, right. The forums. We're going to talk about the forums. So there was those three things. I think that was all today. And we didn't have really a Can't Fix Stupid, but our leagues could kind of be a Can't Fix Stupid because...
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
You do know that 7's the magic number, isn't it? That's the amount that someone can remember before they start, losing count. And you only had 3 things to remember, and we only just discussed them about half a minute ago.
Because I'm the one... Okay. Next time, next episode, you're doing the intro. Yeah, because I do the intro every single time.
So you should be good at it then.
I have to try and be clever.
Why do you have to be...
It still comes out the same every single time, and I have to remember all that. And so you can't give me grief for forgetting what we're going to talk about, because I have a lot going on in my mind, having to do the intro every episode.
But the intro's not any different. I'm not suddenly,
Sometimes I like to spice it up, but in trying to spice it up, I figure, I
you
can't
forget what we're called.
Just go with the original, and that's where I, lose my train of thought and what we were supposed to be talking about. Quit giving me grief. Okay.
Yes, Mom. But before we touch on those things, I don't know if we mentioned last time how there was another glut of offers on the shop. Obviously they've expired now, but I was wondering what your opinion was at the, there seems to be unless I've only just noticed it now because, I'm in need of farming, but it seems like they're having special offers in the shop quite frequently of late. What do you think about that? Do you think it is just regular normal behaviour and I've only just noticed this because I'm having to farm, or do you think they're trying to, I guess, encourage all these max 10 Hall 13s that went to 14 to encourage them to, I guess, speed up their progress if they're warring or if they're pushing or what have you?
I don't know. I think that in terms of the last time they released a new town hall, I think it's kind of on par with that. I don't think there's been any more. But saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if, just because of the qualifiers starting this month, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw in an extra one just to kind of help out those people that are going to be in the qualifiers, just kind of, get that much further along because they know that there's going to be people that are already maxed and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised. But for me, I don't think I ended up buying one, but I don't think there's been any more than usual.
Okay, so I wasn't sure because obviously at that point in time I didn't have a need for it, but I've just noticed, you're getting all these offers quite frequently, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, I don't think it's any more often than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
But unless, like I said, just because there was a new town hall, like I think it's in par with when they release a new town hall kind of thing. But yeah, I was happy. I think there was one with a book of everything, and that's the one I bought because I still have some hero upgrades to do. So,
How much was it for you?
It was $3.99. It was a hero. It was the book of everything, and was something else. It was more than one thing.
I think mine was $2.99, so you only paid an extra $1. Oh, ripped off. But yes, I did also purchase that. It was a bit of everything and a potion of some sort, wasn't it?
Was it a super potion, maybe?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Or a build a potion?
Build a potion.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a research potion? No.
I can't remember.
Never mind. The only thing, everyone's buying it for the book anyway. But yeah, I bought that too. I haven't used it though.
And neither have I. I'm waiting until I can farm enough dark elixir to put one of my heroes down and book it right away, and then.
So how are you doing with your base? Because we're not.
My base is. I think I'm going to be maxed out in like 2-3 months.
I saw you put that in chat, and I was like, I'm just going to ignore that.
Yeah. And you can't be mad if I go to Town Hall 14 right away, just because.
You say like that I always give you grief.
Well, you do. But I always, like I said, I want to be able to push in Legends and see how far up I can get. That's my goal. I don't want to just be, a Town Hall 9 pushing in Legends or a 13 pushing in Legends and, only making it through the first day because I'm going to get 3-starred every single time. I want to be able to, build a base and see how high I can actually get. So, I mean, at some point...
Well, you've definitely got another 18 months to do so.
Oh, yeah. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush at all. But I can see myself being maxed in about 2-3 months. I was looking at my defenses, and I know that a lot of them I still have 2 levels on. But I don't, my list is itty bitty. It's not a long list anymore. So I've knocked out a lot of things already. Both my levels of Wizard Towers are done. We had talked about that, I think, last time. I focused on my splash damage. And I counted today. I've got 2 regular troops, 2 regular spells, 1 dark spell, 2 dark troops, and 2 siege machines. I don't have much lab left either. So...
But...
And I mean, especially because, you get the training book in the Gold Pass. So, I mean, 2 more months of Gold Pass, and that's,
Yeah, and you get the book of spells as well.
Yeah, I haven't been booking my spells, because the spells that I have left are Clone and
But
Skelly.
I guess just to use the book, though, because you'll get another one next one.
I would rather have the gems. I would rather have the gems. So... Because, I mean, I don't use jump spells because I don't use an attack that uses the jump. I don't use a clone spell. And I only briefly tried the Skelly Lalo, but I didn't really like it. So I haven't upgraded my skeleton spell yet. So, I mean, that'll be at the very end when I'm done all my other stuff that I don't use.
Well, you know what I always say to you every time you say you want to go to a town hall?
Push in Legends.
No, that's what you say. That's what you say. I say, have you found your replacement?
Nope.
Well, get looking. I guess in terms of my base, I finally maxed out 1 pet.
I was just going to ask, how are your pets doing?
I have a max yak now, so he just trundles along, bashing his head and stuff. I think it's funny watching the animation how he actually just looks as though he's headbutting something, and I do. I'm in 2 minds of whether I like him I'm assuming it's him, could be a she, but I initially wanted to pair him with the queen. Because, the yak's tanky and it could be a sub for the Bar King if you're going to do, Sugi Heroes or something like that. But on the flip side, it's a little bit tricky because the yak can hit through walls, and if it's not a wall that you want to go through,
Yep.
then your queen's most likely to go the opposite way that you want.
Yep.
But, sometimes I do like that randomness, but that's obviously because I am not a pro player, and I just like, seeing what happens. But yeah, so I'm into mines. I'll keep him with the queen for now, just to sort of see what's going on. But yeah, I have never had him when he was only a 1-year-old, so I've never seen him be pathetic. But this is him at his strongest, so we will see. But my next pet under the kennel is the lassie, the dog. I do quite like the dog because he, like I said, I think I've said before, he just jumps around and he's a bit crazy. I am disappointed that the animation of him sleeping is he's not on his back and his paws are in the air, because that's how a lot of dogs I've seen or had sleep. He's sleeping quite like on his side or something like that, and I guess dogs do sleep like that, but I think it would have been way neater if he was on his back. But yeah, so I'll do the lassie first, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after, who or what I'm gonna do after he is maxed. Do you think I should do the unicorn or the owl?
I don't know. That's a tough decision because I've been watching some attacks with the owl, and it's pretty nice that that chain value that you get. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I think there's sometimes like
It never hurts to have extra healing. So the unicorn would be nice.
I saw one and it was quite funny because it was only like, I don't know what ended up, but there was only the pets left, so the unicorn was healing the owl. I thought that was quite funny. I was like, oh, little pet pals. But yeah, so that was my accomplishment so far for this base, is the yak's done.
And where are you defense wise?
I have not, so I think I asked you this last time as to, should I book, because I do have a book of building that I can use, but I'm a bit more like laid back on that, actually, in terms of, okay, what buildings have I done? I still haven't done any of my storages. I'm quite conscious of that. But because of the gold pass, I've never needed to think, oh, I don't have enough to get that. So I feel like I need to do my storages, but I haven't, and that feels odd. My Teslas are gonna be all done soon.
Oh yeah, we can see nice green ones.
Yeah. And now I've just been working on traps and builder huts. So the builder huts take a period of time. They take a while. So I've been doing traps as well. So I think the traps are going to finish before the builder huts. But then after that, I am actually thinking maybe I should do storages because of the hit point. And the fact I'm not sure that in terms of weight, if I start putting more on the other defences, is that gonna bring heavier matches and whatnot?
Well, it will, because I'm just about at my expos and infernos and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, but I've not done my town hall either. So because that's something I asked you whether I should book it, because obviously that poison bomb is like really tough.
I watched an attack yesterday was it yesterday or the day before, from Carbonfin? He was doing a war attack, and he was doing a queen charge into the town hall, and his queen was probably about half health, had an expo hitting her, and by the time the queen killed the town hall, walked into the town hall, he was late dropping the rage, and the poison of the town hall killed his queen. With healers on his queen. It was absolutely crazy.
It is significantly more powerful. And even if that queen walked out, it would have got the healers. That's what I'm saying. You have to do the whole walk.
It was shocking to see that the queen had that much health and he wasn't quick enough to get the rage down to heal her back up.
It's almost like, it's almost equivalent of how fast a headhunter kills a hero.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but, yeah, so I haven't done the town hall.
That's going to add a lot of weight.
Yeah, so I haven't done the town hall, but I do feel like I should, because that would give me that whole benefit of the poison bomb. I think, though, what I might do is, I'll save the book of building for the town hall if I need it, but in terms of letting the builder work on its upgrade, I'll probably do... There's cannons and stuff, isn't it? I might do the point defences and whatnot, but in terms of, the big stuff, out of the eagle, the scattershot, the town hall, infernals, expos, those are kind of your main big ones, right? I'd probably do the infernals, because not only does that give you a buff, but also gives you that extra beam.
Extra beam.
So, it's almost out of all those sort of, aside from the town hall, out of all the other defences, the infernal gives you the better value, I think. Just sort of gut feeling. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'd probably let my builders work on naturally when they're not on drugs and working double time. So, but the upgrades take a long time. A long time.
I know. My 16 and 18 days are... I know.
Well, I mean, I think it feels long, because I feel like I'm still working on traps, and normally I'd be done with traps already. But I think because I'm also doing builder huts, I think I've elongated that time. But yeah, so that's where my base is. And hero-wise, yeah, they're neglected. They're not neglected. I have 3 more levels on each, apart from the king, which is completely neglected. But he's got max bars now, though, so that was his compensation. Yeah, so just taking along. I mean, I haven't been using builder potions as such, because obviously, if I get them in the gold path or I get them in an event, I'll use them. But my medals are going to be used for the hammer of heroes, for the pets. So, that's me.
Good. So, let's talk about our leagues.
Oh yeah, here we go. I'll let you...
What? Why me?
Because you're the war general of the league so far.
Oh, goodness. How is our league going? Well, let's just put it this way. We went into leagues with... What do we got? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We went into leagues with 25 people. Probably the highest amount of people that we've gone into leagues with in a very long time. We gave some people a chance, put them in, and, if they were able to follow the rules, they could stay. We are down to our solid 9. In our clan, because we had one hopeful Town Hall 7 that made it through 4 wars, and then for whatever reason didn't attack last war. So he was gone.
I don't even know why, because he had been on.
Yeah, I don't know. And
I don't know. I mean, has he got his 8? Is that it? Is that why he didn't attack? Does he have 8 medals, stars? And that's...
No, he's got 4. 3. He's got 2, 3, 4, I think.
Any number less than 8.
That's frustrating because I gave him easy bases so he could get stars, and took those stars away from our 7s.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to give him a chance, but I'm kind of disappointed about that. But I mean, people got kicked for not attacking. One guy didn't take his heroes. The other guy didn't take any CC troops. the other guy was donating to people when he shouldn't have been. Like, it's just silly, stupid things that, if they could just read the clan description.
Or, read the rules of play of how we...
Or the rules of play that we send out, yes.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, it's...
Unfortunately, we're down to our 9. You had mentioned to me the other day that, isn't it more stressful? And honestly, it's not, because I got home today and the next war started, and it's like, it's because, the lowest town hall in this current war is a town hall 10. There's 4 11s, the rest are 12s, 13s, and 14s. So, the bottom bases our 7s are going to struggle on. So I've just been telling them, look, you've got 6 hours to get your hits in. Pick a base that you think you can get a star on. By now, our 7s and our 8s, they know what they're up against. They know what their, capability is. I don't need to be picking bases for them. They know they got to hit early and more. Give them a shot to, see what they can do. And I assigned everybody's attack, because then it was, okay, our Town Hall 9, you can clean up the 10, 11, hit an 11, 12, hit a 12, get some practice in, because we're going to get demoted this league. We're going to end up in last, because we're just getting slaughtered. Because we're down to 9 people, so that's 6 attacks that we're missing. So that's a minimum of 12 stars usually.
Even if we 3-star, that's only 27 stars.
There's no way that we can be competing. So these last couple wars, I want people hitting, max-ish bases equal to themselves, just so they're getting in that practice again for regular wars.
I just told you I was farming, Jen. I'm okay with, dipping down and throwing my troops down.
But, we did have a couple, our Town Hall 12 wants to put heroes down, our 11 wants to put heroes down. So you and I had kind of discussed that maybe we would put heroes down as well, and then just do a lower 5v5 with our 10 or 9 and 8s and the 2 7s.
Yeah, but we'll be back on board recruiting.
Tomorrow we are back on board fully recruiting, because I finally have a weekend off, and it's been a struggle. Leagues is tough to recruit people. So, but yes, tomorrow we'll both be back recruiting and see if we can get a couple new people for war. And I think that'll determine too whether I put heroes down, just seeing how many people we get. And how many people we need to cover and stuff like that if we get any new ones for war. And
let me know. Sorry?
I said we're definitely getting demoted.
Yeah. It's just like you said, right? Even if we were able to get 3 stars of the people we had, it's not gonna happen. And yes, it has been. For me, it's not so much, being disappointed in the clan. It's just that it drags it out. It's just the whole, oh gosh, we've got 3 more wars to go through where, it's just depressing to look at the board. Whereas with wars, it's just 2 days. We might face a clan in a regular war where they just slaughter us in the first hour and that's them done, but at least it only lasts for 24 hours, right? Whereas this feels like it's so long, and because we already know that the situation, there's not even like this sliver of hope. So that makes you it makes me anyway less competitive on it.
Mm-hmm. No, I can understand that.
So, yeah, I mean, hopefully we don't find ourselves in that position again for a while.
It's frustrating for me because it seems like we didn't even get screwy again. Excuse me, I'm joking. But this was the second day, I believe, that we started war. And look at what we got again. We got, like, overly skewy matches where the bottom face of the Town Hall 10. Have we had a Town Hall 9 at the bottom on any of these wars? I think there was one war we had a Town Hall 8. But the rest were, all of the 11s and 12s. And, like, I still stand by it. Like, the second day just gives us
I don't. I don't stand by it. But if what you're saying has a hint of truth in it, that would be because someone didn't start Clan War leagues when they were supposed to, Jen.
That would be because somebody ended up falling asleep in the chair for 3 hours, 2 hours that day. Yeah, it was a busy week at work, and I fell asleep in the chair and couldn't start leagues at the time that I wanted to. And by the time I woke up and thought about it, I'm like, no, this is way too late, because then everybody's going to be, it was close to 6 o'clock my time. And I mean, I'm central, but just where, everybody else was, I'm like, no, because then that's just going to be everybody, hitting late or requesting late. And I was like, no, like, we got to start it early so people know, they've got this much time to get it in. They have to attack that evening kind of thing. So, yeah, that was totally my fault. The Can't Fix Stupid was definitely me. We probably shouldn't have been in leagues. We started it late. All me.
Jen never listens to what I say.
Yeah. But that's where our leagues are at. The top team right now has 184 stars. We have 67, just to kind of give you an idea of where we are.
That's not as bad as I thought it could have been.
No. They haven't slaughtered us yet. We are playing the top team right now. We play the second place team last, and we play the last place team, the seventh place team, because we're in last. We play them next. So we might get some stars next war, which will be exciting, because some of our people, our Town Hall 7s and our 8, don't have 8 stars yet. I think everybody will get 8 stars, though.
Well, that's good, and
probably not.
That's ultimately the sole aim of leagues for us, is to make sure everyone gets their stars, so that, everyone gets a share of the medals. I mean, obviously, we want to do well in leagues, but we want to do well as a clan rather than, and it's hard. It is hard to
As long as everybody gets their 8, that way it's like, you know what? If you're a Town Hall 8 or a Town Hall 14, you're getting the same thing. Like, it's like you said, it doesn't matter. And yeah.
Okay.
So that's leagues. Depressing as hell.
But actually, we're okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, getting demoted, and I mean, just, for the future of the clan. I mean, if that's the way, we said this last time. If gold 1 is where we're supposed to be, then that's where we're supposed to be. If it's actually gold 2, then that's where it's supposed to be. I mean, our clan has been changing over the last, couple months. We've been losing people and getting people and losing people, and, just the spread of our clan. Maybe that's where we should be.
Yes. So, I mean, you know what? What's gonna happen. You get we'll start recruiting again, and then you get people that like to look at the log, and suddenly they see that one red, and it's like, it's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So, that's the downside of that. They don't, because you look at the war log and it's CWL that comes up first, rather than the regular wars, which we care more about. Okay, what's next?
The clan etiquette. You had wanted to talk about some things.
Yeah. So we were just I guess because our episode, our podcast is about running a clan and having all the joys and the challenges that come with running a clan. So I thought it would be good to sort of have a discussion in terms of what you feel is the right etiquette in terms of bases. So, you know, I don't like building bases, but I will do it. And, you know, I will take the effort to build a base. And so we get recruits coming in, they make it in the clan, or sometimes they don't even make it in the clan yet. But we will ask them to sort of say, okay, we'll talk to them. And one of the things to make sure that, you know, they are a recruit that we actually would like in the clan, one of the first things, apart from looking at the profile or checking to see if they've got a wartimer, is to look at their base in case they, you know, rushed, or if they have, you know, missing some key defenses in engineering or something like that. So, you know, there was a period of time in our clan whereby the people that were joining, whenever you check the base, it would always look like an equivalent base that we have from an established member in the clan of the equivalent town hall. So, for example, a town hall 7 would come in, and you know, you're going through the relevant checks and whatnot, and then you look at the base and you're like, I've seen this base before. And I'm pretty sure that's not the base that I checked like 2 minutes ago when I invited this guy. So, and yeah, so, and that for one brief period in time in our, that was happening quite frequently. And to me, I personally, it's my opinion that you have at least the courtesy to ask, hey, can I, you know, I really like your base, do you mind if I use it as my own? Rather than just straight up looking in the clan, looking up their base and just pressing that copy layout button.
Yep, I 100% totally agree. I don't get, like, just ask.
I mean, yeah, and there'll be people that join, don't say anything, and yet...
Yeah, you just take it, and then you're looking, and it's just like, oh, this looks like so-and-so's base. Oh, that is so-and-so's base. Like...
Yeah, and there's, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, there was no one that came in with that base. Right, and I think one of our Town Hall 7s, remember ages ago, he would take offence. He's like, I built that base by hand, I made it myself.
Which he didn't.
Well,
he got it
yeah, but he...
No, got it from... And then, no, because then he's like, oh, somebody put my base online. I'm thinking, you mean you got the base from online and it's still there?
But, you know, that's fine. You know, at least you went online and found it and did the legwork and whatnot, you know, so I'm fine if you copy a base from online if it's a good base and you make it your own because you might want to tweak the traps or whatnot. But if you're coming in and you're straight up just looking and saying, oh, I'll just have that, at least ask. I mean, that's how you build relationships in the clan.
That's why I resorted to writing, get your own base.
Yeah. Like, how many times did you get your base poached? I think it was like...
A lot.
It was a lot.
Because I'd been to Legends, right? So people thought, oh, it must be the base that she's using for her home base. Let's just steal her home base, because that's what people were doing. They were stealing my home base. So I'm like, screw that. And I wrote, get your own base on my home base, and it is still there to this day.
and you know what? I think that's the right way to go about it, because I'm sure that must have at least 40'd at least a couple of people who thought, oh, I'm just going to steal a base, right? Because it'll be like, you know, when you're on, you might post a challenge and then they unfortunately fall flat on their face and fail, and then they're like, well, I'll just take the base, you know? So...
At least with those, they have to actually build it themselves, though.
No, but sometimes you would post your home base before you got that and get your own base layout. You would post your home base, and then suddenly he's got it, and you're like, But I mean, and I don't have a problem with sharing bases within the clan, but at least have the courtesy to ask the person that currently has it, because...
And do some work, and don't just be like, oh, can somebody give me a base? Like, get off your ass, go look for some, and, put up some options, or ask, go find some, put them, because it's so easy now with the copy base link.
Yeah, but that's like, we've mentioned, I think you mentioned this before, when there was this guy that joined in the clan, and it was like, does anyone have any town hall challenges? And then he was like, okay, anybody else? And you knew what he was doing was just like copying all the bases. And just the fact that it was like, okay, next, who's next? And I'm like, no, bye. So, but yeah, I mean, we're not saying that our bases are amazing, but it's just the fact that you haven't built that.
Mine is.
Well, I'm sure yours is, right?
Did you see what our Town Hall 12 put in chat?
No.
Because he was running that old Town Hall 11 base from our 11 that left, right? So I said to him, why don't you use my old Town Hall 12 base? I said, it's probably not going to defend like it defended for me, because I said, you're not max, I was. And in chat, oh my god, I can't believe this base. It's defended 3 times, 1 stars. Like, yep,
so,
you had the good base.
So off topic, Jen, do you want any of my Town Hall 13 bases?
No thanks. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't build bases. I absolutely don't build bases. I am subscribed to certain streamers and certain people on YouTube that they have people that push, and they've got specific base builders that they use. And if there's a good base that is defended in war, I'll take a look at the base, I'll see what armies it defended against, and I'll be like, okay, I've already got a couple of those bases, I don't need, another base that defends this, and that'll kind of be how I decide if I take a base or not. And I mean, usually I move traps around all the time, like I move in Skelly trap, because I look at the base and it's like, okay, well, this is the way the pro players hit it, but a lot of the clans that we face, they're not pro teams, so it's just like, okay, that's the way they hit it, but I think this side is more baitable, and, a lot of people are going to come in this side. So I move the traps, and, I try and do it that way. So
you just want to know where the walls are, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But don't worry, Jen. I'll remember that. Insulting my bases again.
If I want your bases, I'll build them. I would build.
Thanks, Jen. Anyway, even though one of those bases was one that you actually built for me, so
Well, why would I need that one? I built it for you.
Don't be saying my bases are crap if you're just giving me crap, Jen.
No. I told you you had a couple of good Town Hall 13 bases that I like.
She says. She has to think about it.
No, you did, because I remember when you changed it the one more, I'm like, ooh, when did you get this base? And then I looked at it a little bit longer, and I'm like, I think I can get this with Drag Bash.
Yeah, you're really excited because you want to hit it and crush it.
I do, and I did.
Did you? I don't think so. You did eventually.
And I...
Well, that's the point. You don't get retries, Jen.
I didn't need 3 tries. I got that one on the first try.
Did you? I don't know.
No, that base that I wanted, that I said to you, I think I can get this with Drag Bat. I tried it for the first time, and I 3-starred on the first try. That I remember. But it was vulnerable to that, but it defended well against the other attacks that we were getting hit with. And I still liked it. Like, even after I 3-starred it with Drag Bat, I still liked it because it defended the other attacks that it defended the spam attacks, the spam ground attacks that we were getting hit with.
That's fine, Jen. You don't have to make it easier. You don't have to pander. Okay, back on topic. So, I think the reason why, other than common courtesy and, social skills of asking and good manners of asking before you take, because 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to say, no, you can't have it, right? Then, we probably would share it with you, but it's the point of us communicating with your clan. But I think a part of it that annoys me about it also is because some people do that with war bases as well. And short of us checking all the war bases every time, which, we probably end up doing anyway, but we then have to catch that person and say, look, you can't have the same base as somebody else, but then they were like, you told us to go get a new war base, and I'm like, not from your own clanmates, but it's just the fact that if you run the same war base as somebody else in your clan in war, then that is effectively giving someone a second chance to hit a base, because if they're copying somebody else's clan base layout because they're that lazy that they can't find a random base on the internet, then for sure they're not changing the traps.
Yep.
So, yeah. Because didn't we have that guy who would be like, I like your home base better, so I'm just going to use your home base rather than the war base that you were offering up. So that was like, I'm like, okay. So someone's offering you a tested war base, and you're taking their home base, which is,
because the home base it was a symmetrical base, so it looked.
Yes, that was his reason. It was it's symmetrical and looks pretty.
No, I remember that guy.
But yeah, so I'm glad you agree with me that you shouldn't just come in and start copying bases, because it's just not good manners, really. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. Some of the people that have left our clan, especially that Town Hall 11 that left our clan, that was a good base builder. If he ever joins another clan, guaranteed, I am gonna go with one of my minis, join his clan, and whatever base, like if he goes to the next Town Hall, whatever base he's built, guaranteed, I am going to steal it.
Jen.
That is a promise. I'm sorry. I am bitter about that. So the way that he left, I'm sorry.
He owes you a base. Is that what you mean? That's his.
He's in my bad books now. Like he better hope he doesn't join another clan, because I will be there to steal his base. That was the one good thing that he was good. He was good at base building. He was a tile counter, so he counted everything. He made sure that everything was in its proper place, and he had the strongest Town Hall 11 base in our clan. Like, he was constantly getting dipped on by Town Hall 12s and defending because of his anti-E-drag base. So
the aspect that I admired about it was that he not only was he a good base builder, but he was constantly refining it. Yes. Which is what a lot of our clan, including myself, do not do.
I watch when I watch replays, and I see, especially if it's a base that I use war after war, it's like, okay, I got attacked from this side with this and this and this, so and that's where I said, like, I move traps, because if one side seems weaker and that's the side that people tend to go on, I move my traps, and I'm always tweaking my bases with the traps, just because of that.
I hear you. That's fine. You're amazing.
I know.
But yeah.
I haven't been doing it as much, just because I've been cycling through more, because I've got all my base slots full, and I've been cycling through the bases just because of who we've been coming up in wars against, just the different armies and stuff that they have trade. So I've been cycling my bases more. I haven't been moving as many traps as I usually do. But yeah, I usually do. Mm-hmm. And that's what I said and that's what I started saying to the Town Hall 12 and the Town Hall 11s, like when I was passing on my bases. It's just like, you know what, this worked for me. This is the trap placement that I found worked for me best. I said, but I would and I keep saying that I would watch replay after replay. If people started coming in from a different side, I would, move a couple of things around. I told them, I said I was always tweaking my bases.
Yep. And that's, you can only, I think that helps with attacking as well.
Mm-hmm.
To know how, if you can constantly refine your bases, then, when you're looking at a base that you're trying to attack, you can sort of have better guesstimates as to where all the traps are.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what I just wanted to very quickly discuss in terms of, as a clan, I think it's good etiquette to ask to use somebody else's base. And I have kicked a few fair people that just don't ask. Okay, do you remember what the third topic was?
We were going to talk about the forums, because apparently they're disappearing.
Yeah, so Darian posted in the middle of the week on the forums saying that they're closing the forums for Clash of Clans. They attributed it to a lot of factors, I think, but ultimately it came down to the fact that there's not much. There's been a rapid decline or a noticeable decline in terms of activity within the forum over the years. So, they've chosen to close it, basically. So after a certain amount of time, it'll go into read-only mode, and so you can't post new posts or create new topics.
Well, that's good. I was worried
but
that
then
they were
will
just going to
close
get
it.
rid of the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of good information in there. Just, previously asked questions and stuff like that. And
yeah, but it'll be read-only for a period of time before they do completely get rid of it. Like dispose of it. And they don't have something to replace it. Instead, they're sort of diverting you to Reddit, to the Twitter, to their Facebook and whatnot. Social media, basically.
That's unfortunate because, all of these people are saying, if the clan recruitment tool isn't working for you, go on the forums, go in here, and now they're getting rid of one of the places that, we're supposed to go to recruit people.
I like the forum. I prefer the forum to Reddit because I think I've mentioned this before. I don't really like the format of how Reddit updates itself, as in how the posts are ordered and whatnot, and the whole liking and disliking, bumping down thing, So
the forum is just to follow.
Yes, and that's normally where you see things like your sneak peeks, your clan game rewards and things like that. So it was a tool that I would frequent quite often to get information. So I am a little bit sad about it, as in, I'm probably not going to be going on Reddit. I'm probably not going to be looking at Twitter every day or the Facebook and all that. So, yeah, I mean, it's been there since the very beginning, and now, it's going away, and it's not great. I think in the post that Darren put up, he supplemented it with like a chart with the activity and whatnot, and it was basically like it reached its peak in about, I don't know, I'm just gonna make up a number, 2015 or something like that. I don't know what the number is, but it does go up to a peak and then it just drops a little bit. Like it drops quite a lot. So he was saying that
I don't understand why the volume of people posting should have any who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I think they didn't say that was
like you have your moderators and everything that are still on there. If they're still willing to be on there doing it, then why get rid of it?
I think there were other aspects of the decision in that, something to do with the technology of it all, but then he was saying that, if that's all it was, they would have had no hesitation to move it all to a new technology thing. But it was a combination of all these different things. So the technology side, the inactivity of it, I think, sometimes you would see in the forums, people would always complain about how there'd be these bots that would create these topics that are just spam, or clickbait or what have you. So there's, obviously it doesn't seem like the vehicle that they have the forum on is able to prevent that. And that's something that they weren't happy with either. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like, well, we'll just get rid of it. Just like we'll get rid of global. It does seem, obviously, this will be a saving for them as well. And yeah, it does seem like they are very much, okay, if it doesn't work, we'll just remove it. Give you something else that's not equatable. Let's get rid of global and have the recruitment tool that doesn't actually... I mean, actually, I'm not fussed about the loss of global, to be fair. I don't know how much... I did recruit from there, but, I would not wish global back any day.
No, it was too much.
But then now it's like, forums down, we're getting spammed. Let's get rid of the forums and here have like Reddit instead or use Twitter instead. And I'm like, that's not even comparable, So yeah.
And even Facebook, like I said, like on the forums, you just like you could type in, your question and then it was ordered. It was, you knew you had your different subforums that you could go to because if you were looking in a specific place. I mean, if you've got everything all over the place in like Facebook or Twitter or on Reddit, and like that's just, it's unfortunate. It was user friendly.
Yeah.
For me.
It did what you needed it to do, basically.
Yep.
But yeah, so a little bit of sad news there. I guess, so for me, I guess I'll just wait until the news pings the little bit thing in the in-game rather than checking social media because I don't have social media. So I'm like, I don't really want to check Twitter and all that because, it's a post and it's hard to find information sometimes, I think, scrolling through all the cat memes and all that.
Twitter's not so bad.
Yeah, Twitter's not so bad. I just like I don't know. It's just there's a reason why there is that sort of forum type sort of outlet. It has its unique pros and cons of it. But so much for that then, Diane, because he was like, didn't they try, because you know how Reddit would do their AMA, Ask Me Anything with Darian, and then Darian felt, oh, we're kind of missing out with the forum, let's try and see if we can replicate it in the forum. Well, clearly that was a success and they're going to do no more of that. Oh dear. But even just with that, when they did the Reddit Ask Me Anything, I would not go to the Reddit site to read it. I would wait for it. Somebody like helpful would transcribe it in the forum because it's so much easier to read it in the forum than it was on the Reddit page.
No, I totally agree. Every time I go to Reddit, like something pops up in Reddit, I'm like, ugh.
And there's ads in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
So, okay. So, amazingly enough, coming up to an hour.
All right. So, probably a good place to end it then, just because those were the three things that we were going to discuss. Next week, we'll get back into our wars. We'll see how we're doing. We are currently on 6 in a row, so we'll see if we can get some new people over the weekend and see if we can continue that, or if we're going to add another red one to the log.
Could be a grey one if we're doing a 5v5.
Could be a grey one. We've got a red one coming up in 3 wars, so it'd be nice to get rid of that one before we add another one. Hopefully there will be some events coming up, and there probably will be right after leagues. There'll be some events. And yeah, not too much else.
You didn't tell me what you thought about the Jungle Warden. Actually, we didn't talk about the season pass, did we? We had a sneak peek of the of
right.
the
talk about
skin.
the Jungle Warden. That's right.
It only comes to me like in the last 5 minutes.
Well, no, because we talked about it, but I hadn't seen it yet.
Yes.
So we were, yeah.
Why don't you give me your opinion of it?
Well, he's bald. So that's interesting. I kind of like it. Not gonna lie. The Party Warden's still my favorite. This would probably be my second favorite. I do quite like this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to...
You go for that bald look, do you?
No, I don't know what I think it's the leaves, because my favorite color is green, so because there's more green.
You're like a man dressed in leaves.
I guess so. I don't know. I do like, and I mean, I've always been a fan of, jungle stuff like that, so
the man dressed in leaves far outweighs the man dressed in a potato sack.
And I did like the jungle champion as well, and like I said, I like the jungle theme, so yeah, I definitely like it.
Good. I quite like that little voodoo figure that he's got in his hand. I can't tell if it is something, as in, is it one of the characters, or is it just a random voodoo doll? But I feel like I've seen that sort of sack figure before.
The what?
The little, so in the party warden, the jungle warden, in his hand, he's got the staff and then a voodoo doll. So if you look at a voodoo doll, have you seen it before?
Let me see. Didn't something else... I want to say yes. Let me get back in there.
It just looks familiar in a way.
It does.
But I don't know if it's in the game or just some other thing.
It does look familiar.
It's gonna annoy you now, isn't it?
That's gonna bug me now.
Okay, maybe you can remember what it is and tell us next time.
But yes, we will cut things short here. Like I said, we'll talk about our wars next time. Hopefully there'll be some events, maybe some shop offers, and we will talk to everybody then.
Bye.